Okay, so today we're going to break down a memory technique that is so simple, you'll get it in the next few minutes. But it's so powerful, I bet you'll be using it for, well, the rest of your life.
How powerful are we talking? What if I told you that just by pairing two completely random objects in your mind, you could boost your recall by up to 300%? Yeah, I know, it sounds like a wild claim, but the science behind it is actually rock solid and surprisingly simple. And here's the big secret, the whole key to this thing. Your brain, it's not wired to remember single isolated facts. It's a connection machine. It just loves relationships, links, and most of all, it loves stories.
So let's dive into the science of this 300% memory boost. We're going to see exactly how creating one simple mental link between two things can make them almost impossible to forget.
Let's make this super concrete. So on the left, you've got an isolated fact, the word banana. Okay, simple enough, but it doesn't really stick, does it? It just kind of floats there. Now look at the right. We connect banana to another random thing, a key, and we make up a tiny little story, a banana that's shaped like a key. Instantly, it's weird, it's visual, and your brain suddenly has a hook to grab onto.
But hey, theory is one thing. Let's actually put this to the test with you right now. Seriously, we're going to do a live memory experiment to see if this thing really works. You ready to give it a shot?
Okay, I'm going to show you two objects. Just pay close attention. Here is the very first object, a clock. Go ahead, just get a clear picture of a clock in your mind. Any clock will do. And here's the second object, a shoe. So we've got a clock and we've got a shoe. Two things that have absolutely nothing to do with each other. All right, here's your job. I want you to create one single strange mental image that connects both the clock and the shoe. And listen, the weirder, the better. Don't just picture them side by side. Make them interact in some bizarre, unforgettable way. I'm going to give you 5 seconds of total silence to create that image and really lock it in. Go for it. Okay, you got your image? Good. Now for the real test, distraction and recall. To see just how strong that mental link is, we have to break your focus, just for a moment. I want you to look away from the screen if you can and just count down with me out loud. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Simple as that. Okay, back with me. Quick, what were those two objects? I bet you got them. The objects were, of course, a clock and a shoe. And I'm willing to bet you didn't just remember the words, did you? That crazy image you created probably flashed right back into your mind. Maybe it was a clock wearing little tiny shoes, or a giant shoe with a clock face on its heel. If you remembered them, you just proved to yourself how powerful this is. But why does it work so well? Let's get into the science of stories, because we need to understand why your brain is absolutely wired for this kind of little trick. What you just made is what we call a visual story. You took two totally separate ideas and you wove them into a single, memorable narrative. See, here's the thing. Our brains didn't evolve to memorize boring lists. For thousands of years, our survival literally depended on remembering stories. Which trail has the tiger? Which berries are going to make you sick? Stories give us context and connection, and that's why our brain flags them as important. Data is forgettable, stories are sticky. And this is not just a party trick. You can use this for anything. The whole technique really just boils down to these 3 simple steps. First, you link any 2 separate items. Second, you create a bizarre, vivid story that connects them. The more emotion or surprise you can pack in there, the better. And third, when you need to remember, don't hunt for the items. Just recall the story. The items will get pulled right along with it. So, we've gone over the science, and you've even put it to the test yourself. Which, brings us to the most important question of this whole thing. What was your result? No, seriously, think about it for a second. When I asked you to recall those objects, did they just kind of pop into your head? Was it almost effortless? Maybe even easier than you thought it would be? The simple question is, did it actually work for you? You know what? Let's make this a little community experiment. I am genuinely curious to see how this worked out for everybody watching. Just drop a comment below with a simple yes if you remembered both objects, or a no if you didn't. Let's get a real-time poll going and see just how powerful this 2-object memory hack really is.